Hello, hello! My lovely Legadians. Alright, we're gonna move that a little bit. Alright, it's been a little while. We're gonna be getting our Hunter's Talisman, a fillable potion, a warding totem, and a head on out! But, I've been fairly busy at the old Jabberino, and just a couple of days ago I had to work a double shift, a double burger shift. Let's see if I can toss one in. Yeah, take that free damage there. Take that no damage.
Sometimes you just gotta do it yourself.
So, what was I even gonna talk about? Oh yeah, I've been gone. Been gone quite a while. Been gone quite a while. So yeah, so a couple of days ago, I had to work a total of 12 hours. And it's a leg and arm moving intensive job. So, I'm gonna pay a visit down there. Oh, that's a shame.
Just in case they come creeping.
Now, I've shown myself. Oh, there's... Oh, Rengar top. Okay.
I sure do a lot of walking.
Who is their jungler? Shyvana! Okay, so...
How Demacian.
Let's see. So... Oh man, my red is so good. I never thought about it, but like... But my sort of nice, there we go. My capacity, okay, so the capacity to play League and to commentate on it is things that not evolve over time, but get better over time. And since I haven't played in a while, it's it would be a safe bet to say that I'm not gonna play League as well. Or commentate as well, but that's alright. We're gonna get back on the boogie train here. Looks like Riven picked up a kill for Rengar up top. I think I'm gonna head back. Grab that fancy item right there and a vision ward because it's so cheap. You can't pass it up. So Shyvana looks like she is
It's
just
even heavier than it looks.
concentrating just completely on her own jungle. Which isn't a bad plan. But their her laners are gonna feel a bit of that distress, because I think technically at the moment our LeBlanc is ahead of Ziggs in terms of items. Let's check it out. So the Ziggs has a forbidden idol. Yeah, well, it looks like they went, he went for more mana sustain, and it's actually the same item. Alright, Shyvana just showing up.
An enemy has been slain.
Neat trick to jump over the wall with his bomb by Mr. Ziggs. And throw a how are things going on down here? Looks like my laners are doing pretty well for themselves.
I hope the hero likes it.
Oh! What just happened?
To the face.
Alright, so I'm just gonna back him out. Wow, what just happened? I thought for sure that Nautilus was going down. Alright, so we're gonna get Cinderhulk. We're gonna be able to afford this nice addition to Cinderhulk. Gonna head out.
Nah, that's ridiculous.
So, since I've been, you know, doing the work stuff, oh, I remember, like, when I had a Rengar, you know? Top lane, it is so annoying. Oh, Shyvana. Okay, I think she's alright.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
There we go. That was a total screw up on my end, but somehow I did it. Just gonna keep Ribbon safe.
Know what I could use? A cart.
That's safe warding.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
The way that I play safe warding.
What do you mean my hammer's too big?
Oh, looks like Ziggs is pushed up a little too far. He zipped around the corner there. He's pretty well. He had time to execute that. Riven is pretty like pushed up. I kind of want to try to protect her. Looks like she's heading out. But our team has such a lead. My goodness. That's always heartbreak. Whenever you're jungler, you're like, oh guys, come on now. Heartbreak for the jungler. Now Riven was basically pulling her own barge. So Riven is experienced in Riven enough where he can where she can fight the Riven. No, not fight the Riven, not fight herself. Okay, looks like... Okay, she's alright. Yeah. So I'm gonna get my completed item. And I'm gonna replace this.
Back to finding that hero.
Some boots. Why not? Head on out.
Go for it.
One of the difficult things about being a jungler and having a LeBlanc on their team is she's so hard to catch, so hard to gank. So their team is kind of in an awkward position at the moment.
If you're waiting for me to give up, you might be here a while.
Rengar, I'm not sure what's going on with him. Oh, there he is. Okay, he's just playing, being cautious. So I would say she's probably doing... Alright. You notice how LeBlanc had her second cat? Okay. She's apologizing for that. She could have, like, killed Shyvana without having, like... But on the bright side, even though she could have executed that a little faster and saved me,
Playing the long game.
and get some Swifties, she was able to get double buffs and kill Ziggs. So even though that, let's see, the Shyvana got Devour. Okay.
Do not make my hammer mad.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
So yeah, when the Shyvana goes all in,
I really don't have anything against dragons.
An ally has been slain.
oh,
Double kill.
setting up the double kill. Wow. So our mid laner is doing pretty well for herself. That Ziggs is always ready with that repositioning bomb. There's Shyvana in the bot lane. There is some danger as to the later the game goes.
Dominating.
Oh my goodness. This Riven is just dominating. Alright, so we're gonna throw a ward over there. Scare off Shyvana.
Just had a pigtail.
Steal the old blue. Wait for the eye to open the smite.
The hammer does most of the work. I just swing it.
So at this point in the game, it's... the Rengar is hanging in there. Ziggs. Oh, looks like they're hanging in there. So that's kind of like a sad thing about, like, you know, a lot of times you're gonna get into fights that there's so much variancy because of the champion pool. People are going to be good with one champ or a few, and then they're going to be good versus and I'll just I'll use flash to get away. Oh my goodness, that Riven is scary. Yikes. So my playstyle is I like the entire team being able to carry. I don't like to like solo carry as the game would imply, solo queue. Yeah, even though the Rengar was going to get that, there's no way he was going to survive. So, it's nice to win, but I'm all about a challenge, you know? If you don't get that challenge, you're not really gonna get any better. So even though we're doing well, we're going to play things nice and safe. We're gonna get, yeah, let's get a Malmorius, yes.
An enemy has been slain.
Ooh, Rengar. Rough. Ooh.
For me to give up? You might be here a while.
Alright, so the prudent thing is to just exit at this point.
Sometimes you just gotta do it yourself.
And you notice I haven't been pressuring Dragon at all. A good way to say, hey, Dragon's a good call, you know, is, you know, you would want to do it the cautious way. Meaning map awareness, like how much of the map do you have, and like do you know where everybody is, and can you not get any other objectives well enough? Time for you to go back home. Aw. Come on. There we go. Yikes.
The hero?
Alright, so now it's getting a little like we're overstaying. So that's fine. So like in a real game, like strategically, we would have just left already. was slain. What? Wonder if I can see if I can block this. There we go. But Riven at the moment is just ridiculously strong. She's level 16 now. That's also like, okay, so of all the champions to be ahead on and being able to linger on the base, Riven is one of those champions. Like if you're if you're so like fed as a Riven and you clearly are outmaneuvering your
One thing about me,
let's go back to the Riven. If you're clearly out skilling your oh my goodness. Can't wait for my broadcaster's voice to come back. Alright, so the way that I like to play is, what I like to play jungle is like setting up kills for the other people. And another way, and it's effective because I don't it can be really daunting on someone to carry an entire game. Why not have several brains working on the problem rather than just one person? And also, if you're one person and you're fed, if you get taken out, that could potentially mean the game. All right, let's do a little item analysis. Standard stuff from me with Cinder Hulk, a Dead Man's Plate, and then I was going for Maw of the Malmortius next. Shields on items that have defensive shields are great for Poppy because of how her W works. If you have several points in her W, and if you just kind of look under the description, it'll talk about how you gain you'll gain a great amount of defense and magic defense MR when your health is below 40%, I think. And the more points you put in that, the higher those defenses go. So that means if you're chunked and you got those shields coming up, that means your health is still 40 below, but then your defenses are just outstanding. So a lot of times you can survive deadly attacks, run away, maybe even reposition into the fight, reposition yourself somewhere on the map, be useful, not die, and maybe they'll the other team might overcommit, and go that way. I like the idea of champions that can lure the other team out of their normal positioning and into like questionable, like should we do this or not? And because that prompts my team, if they get the signal, hey, let's try to get these guys, and whether they're in our jungle or just caught unawares because they were just fighting me. And I was trying to find a good medium with that with Echo. Echo, I find is just so good at getting out of situations, and then sort of luring huge, massive waves. What am I doing? Luring their entire team towards you, getting them out of position. And so I've been trying to really figure out the way to get people out of position, that kind of stuff. You can lure people with the idea that you're low HP. People don't realize just how fast you are with things like Dead Man's Plate and Swifties. So I've been definitely interested in figuring out how to get their team out of position and into positions that we want. I figure that is that it's crucial. All right. So the Ezreal looks like you got your standard Iceborne Gauntlet, Freeze Ezreal, Mirror Mana. You got Boots of Lucidity for extra proccing, and it looks like he did quite well in lane. Last Whispered to deal with the Leona and the Shyvana, which is just fine. This is a great build. And Essence Reaver to keep up that mana with his critical strikes. The Riven, wow, that's pretty standard Riven stuff. You got your Ravenous Hydra, you got your Bloodthirster, Boots of Lucidity, and Black Cleaver. And Black Cleaver in the cases of Leona and Shyvana. Great items. The LeBlanc, she got some defensive items, and looks like it's later on. She got Rabadon's Death Cap, some pretty solid items, and the only person with magic defense or MR, magic resistance, is the Shyvana. So the Death Cap was a good choice in my opinion. Now, if they had more people on their side with magic defense, then it would have been better for her to go for things like a Void Staff for armor penetration. But that is going to dole out quite a bit of damage, and any MR that the team has is going to be shredded by the Void Staff. So, good build yet again. Nautilus went for health. Face of the Mountain and a Sunfire Cape for close quarters combat. Looks like the owner was building the same thing. Looks like Nautilus had a easier time in lane. Our bottom lane had an easier time in lane. I only really successfully, I feel like mid is where I was able to create a schism, which led to mid doing well as well. The other lanes really, I felt like they carried themselves. But as a jungler, creating this disparity between your laning opponent, or your laning ally, and their opponent, creating a difference in ability is just, is what you strive for. Getting kills is one thing, but you want to make sure that it results in an item lead, in a level advantage, that kind of thing, so you can continue to do it. So think about it in terms of, think about it long term. Even if you don't get a kill, you may put the opponent so low that he's got it back, and that means that you can push the tower, and he loses a bunch of experience, and LeBlanc can go back, so they'll both come back, but there'll be a slight experience gap there, and that experience gap could be the difference between getting an ultimate early and before your laning opponent. So these things I'm trying to absorb into the jungler's lifestyle. Alright, so it looks like Tristana went standard IE, static shiv for nice wave clearing. She might have even been going for a Blade of the Rune King because of Nautilus. And that would have been effective on me as well. And that would have helped her have some survivability with the active, which slows opponents down. But Tristana definitely had her work cut out for her, because the other lanes were doing poorly, and guys like LeBlanc is an assassin type, and Riven she can easily go for that assassin type, but I think she does better in a group fight with her AoE attacks. But so Tristana is in quite a situation. So wave clear and the Infinity Edge, those are solid items, because if you can't get to our team very easily, I feel like the only thing you can do is try to wave clear, try to hang in there. So yeah, so this item is fine because the Nautilus is pretty scary. If Nautilus is continuing to frontline and you can't get through him, you gotta do something about that. So that's fine. The Shyvana went Devour, not sated just yet. And looks like she was getting Dead Man's Plate, Inspector's Cowl. So she was going for that all in. Now the problem I find is she was going all in on me, the tank, like me tank. And so that ended up LeBlanc getting 1 or 2 kills in her favor. So strategically, I don't think she was doing things correctly. Like, you don't want to give our carries the capacity to just kill people over and over. And Shyvana may have gone after me a couple of times, but Poppy has the capacity to survive at low health and run away. And it just so happens that my allies were right on top of me when I was in combat, and they were able to back me up. So the enemy would have to blow a flash, and then even then, that one time, I think Ziggs or whomever that was, or maybe it was Leona, blew a flash, but Riven was able to catch up to her. So Shyvana, her item build is fine. She could have gone like sort of a Devourer, Blade of the Rune King, and concentrated on farm. That might have been a little better. That would have been better than the strat that she had been going with, going after me. She needed to strategize a little better, because a lot of times she would go into dragon form and chase me, which might get you to kill, but that kind of eliminates escapes for you when you're on our side of the base. Alright, Ziggs. Looks like standard Ziggs stuff. He's going full AP at the moment with cooldown reduction. Alright, so that's fine. Leona had a lot of deaths, but what could she have done differently? Certainly positioning was sort of like an issue with their team. But I wasn't watching bot too much to see what was going on, because Leona is a champion that can, I feel like, you can get in there and cause a real ruckus. But Nautilus, but yeah, so their bot lane, our bot lane were pretty good. Like, Tristana doesn't get going until late. Azrael doesn't get going until late. And then you got Nautilus and Leona, chopping at each other. So in terms of champions, I feel like our guys and their guys were pretty even in terms of champion select. Rengar had some interesting items. Looks like, even though he was behind, and I think this is one of the difficult things with Rengar, is you want those damage items, you want those offensive items because of how his kit is. And if you were behind as Rengar, it's like, well, Rengar just doesn't build defensively, so how do I do this? And I feel like he should have, well, he was outclassed by the Riven, and he might not have expected that. That's hard to expect. Mid would be difficult to, so he'd have to coordinate with his group and try to get in there. And I think teleport would have worked out better for him. He took Ignite to try to get that early kill, I think, and then he may have got it, or he screwed up somewhere down the line, and Riven was just able to dominate over and over. Just that Riven was just a little too skilled for him. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I will see you guys next time. Oh, it's the other button.